All right, y'all, let me ask y'all a question real quick. Let's say 1 o'clock in the morning and you are awakened to some noise or some commotion going outside and you notice that your Hellcat Durango is being broken into. What are you going to do, right? Are you doing A, are you going to call the police and just let them handle it? Or B, are you going to take matters into your own hands? Well, I've seen a lot of comments on my previous videos of how people will handle a situation just like that, but you might want to think twice before you just go out there and try to handle your own business. Let's go ahead and get into the video. You see the title and you see the thumbnail, man. Like I asked at the top of the video, man, are you going to sit there and let the cops handle it, or are you going to take matters into your own hands? Well, we have a situation that kind of encompasses that decision that I just talked about right there. So I got a video for you guys that shows a Hellcat Durango getting broken into outside of someone's home, and you can kind of see what happens in this situation. Good thing about this situation, does end on a positive note, but this could have went a totally different direction. So here's the video that we got. So this Hellcat Durango attempted break-in happened down in Texas. We know how y'all like to get down in Texas, so let me let y'all check this out real quick.
A terrifying wake-up call for a San Antonio family. Two masked suspects were caught on camera trying to break into a Dodge Hellcat while the family slept. One suspect disabled the horn, the other aimed a gun at the front door. KENS 5's Alicia Nieves joins us live with their...
So one thing I want to point out to you guys here, I'm gonna try to let this play as much as possible. That's kind of a tactic that a lot of these thieves are using right now. They are going to the front of the car to disable the horn. Pretty much all Dodge vehicles, Charger, Challenger, Durango, all of that type of stuff. The horn, and even, non-Dodge vehicles as well. The horn is at the front, and a lot of times when you go in to unlock the car, the horn will go off in some cases. So what they're starting to do now, I mean, they've been doing this. They'll go into the front and disable that horn, so when they get into the car, that doesn't start going off. You can see them do it at the front of that Durango here in this video.
Warning, and what experts say about protecting your property. Alicia?
We're not sharing the neighborhood where this family lives for their safety, but they are in the area of Loop 410 and South W.W. White. A family member was jolted awake by this...
Now, hold on. Now, let me know if I'm tripping. They said we're not going to share their location, but they said they're in this area. I think they could have did the story without even saying that part, but hey, whatever. It's probably a big area or whatnot. I mean, I'm not from Texas. Y'all let me know.
Brazen break-in attempt, and their quick reaction may have stopped it.
If somebody came home.
Wednesday, close to 1 in the morning.
What if we opened the front door?
Two masked intruders creep into the driveway, one prying at the Dodge Hellcat's alarm, the other standing guard with a gun pointed at the front door.
He kept looking up at the camera, just blowing, fully aware of it, and there was nothing.
The homeowner, Sam, says his stepson was the one to hear it.
Now, before I go forward here, I'm sorry about pausing it, but that's crazy. There's a Mustang red in the background. They just completely ignore it. So if you don't want your car broken into, you don't want your car stolen, go buy a Mustang. They're not stealing those at all. So just say, I'm gonna let it go.
And they took off.
SAPD collected surveillance video and fingerprints.
In essence, they held us hostage at the house. I'm really seeking for advice because what could we have done?
I would say as a homeowner, don't go out there. First things, call 911.
Sergeant Ariel Hernandez with SAPD says be the best witness you can. Jot down descriptions of the suspects and their car.
Is it worth you going out?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Dodge Charger stolen. I'm not even, that Dodge Charger stolen as well, man. Let's be real.
Because they do have guns and they will shoot. Keep in mind that if you do shoot, who's behind them, right? Is it gonna go into somebody else's house? When they shoot back, who else is inside your house?
Dr. Ray Washington, a licensed to carry instructor and founder of At Her Defense, stresses knowing Texas law before ever grabbing a gun.
You can use force to protect your property, but there's just a big difference between force and deadly force. The gun is the last resort. It's the absolute last resort.
She says Texas allows deadly force only in limited cases, like a burglary or robbery at night, and only if you believe there's no other way to stop it.
It really all comes down to what's reasonable under the law. Property can be replaced, but your freedom can't.
Sam hopes by sharing this video, others will stay alert.
Just relaying this message and said, and watch this video. You might be next.
All right, I'm gonna pause it right there. So there's a couple of things in this video here. So let's go back really quick. So you notice, where was it? Right about, so we got the security camera. So they clearly got multiple security cameras. They got one security camera right there and another one off to the side of the house. So the fact that the thieves knew about the security cameras and did not care, that just tells a lot about the thieves. Now I have seen some previous videos where the thieves will spray paint the security cameras, put tape over the security cameras, things like that to kind of hide what's going on. But these guys really didn't care about that at all. They knew it was there. Like at one point he's looking dead at it. Where they showed it right there. He's looking dead at it, looking dead at the security camera, and not even worried about it. Right. See what else we got going on. Of course, we know this Dodge Charger is stolen. Unfortunately, it has to be red. It might be orange or whatnot, but it is what it is. Like I said, there's a Mustang right here. Didn't even worry about it at all. Looks like this house has a whole bunch of Ford vehicles. No issues there. Then they're not going to mess with the Fords at all. You can notice here, the Dodge Charger, when it pulls off, it hits the corner. The motion light comes on at this other house right there, right? So this whole situation is just wild, right? With the part right here. So what are you guys doing in this situation here? Like, you wake up and you see this. You see that someone is breaking into your car and they got the guns pointed right at your door, right? And that's one of those situations where they're daring you to come outside and do something about it. All right, guys, so from that video, a couple things I want to point out. Number one, I said this so many times and it still continues to happen. If you got a Hellcat, you got to put it inside the garage. Now, I know a lot of you guys are going to say this. You got a guy's going to say, well, you can't take your garage with you. That is true. You can't take your garage with you, but your car spends most of the time at the house, right? So if you're parked at the house, you're going to need to put it in the garage. Like every single time I do one of these videos about Scat Pack or Hellcat getting stolen, it's always, you know, from someone's house. Not always, but most of the time from someone's house, super early in the morning, like 1 o'clock, 2, 3, 4, sometime early in the morning, and it's always parked outside. It's like, those are the main ingredients for getting your car stolen. Like every single time that is the case. Outside, super early in the morning, late at night, and all that. And every single time people have these cars parked outside. Now, I understand that people use their garages for different things. Some use them for storage, some people use them for a gym. But when you put your money into a car like that, you gotta do things differently, right? You gotta understand what's at stake here. So maybe you're worried about your car getting broken into, maybe not, but it's just a matter of time if you just have it parked outside. Now, another thing, the biggest thing about this video here, now the thieves had their guns pointed directly at the house, right? And pretty much daring whoever comes outside, like, yo, we're going to do something about it if you come out here to do something about it. So that's why I asked that question at the top of the video. If you're faced with a situation where you have thieves trying to steal your car and you catch it, what are you going to do? Are you going to just let the cops handle it, or are you going to do something about it? In this situation, they didn't go outside. They kind of said something through the camera or said something or yelled or whatnot, and the thieves were gone. And it seemed like the thieves were kind of nervous about the situation because as soon as they heard something, they were out, right? And then, to be honest, not all thieves are gonna be like that. There are gonna be some thieves that are gonna be more bold about, their actions and them trying to steal the car than these thieves were. But, not every situation is gonna end up like that. Now, for those of you that said, hey, I'm gonna go out there and handle my business. Now, here's something to think about as well. Notice they was in a neighborhood, right? And different states have different laws or whatever. So you gotta understand your laws or whatnot. This is not that type of video, but, you go out there to handle your business and let's say you start shooting, right? Notice you're in the neighborhood. There's houses all around you. If you watch the movies, when people get in a shootout, they're always shooting at their target. They usually hit their target or whatever, right? But if you're doing this in a neighborhood, you got the adrenaline flowing and all that type of stuff, and you're trying not to get hit or things like that, your aim won't be perfect, right? And it is a chance that you could shoot at these thieves, and that bullet misses them and goes across the street into someone else's house, and now you hit little Jimmy who's asleep, or someone in the other house, or whatever the case may be, right? So that's something you gotta be mindful for. when you decide to engage or not engage. If they were running away, you try to shoot at them, that could be a problem too, depending on your law. And also if you miss there and then bullet, you know, goes into someone else's house, you're going to be the one in trouble versus the people that tried to come steal your car. But all in all, thankfully, this situation didn't escalate to that level that the thieves were pretty much scared away quite easily, right? So how did that happen? So how did they get scared away? First, we talked about, we got the security cameras, right? The security cameras was a big help in this. At least somebody was up and noticed there was some commotion going on outside. A lot of times when this situation happens and cars get stolen, we have the security cameras showing what's going on outside, but the owners never see it until the next day after their car is gone. Luckily, someone here was awake and alert to notice the alerts going on from their camera and was able to intervene and say something and scared the thieves off. Now, like I said before, thieves have damaged the cameras, have put tape over the cameras, have spray painted the cameras, all type of stuff to make sure they aren't seen on camera. But these thieves wasn't really worried about that, and maybe potentially because how high the cameras were off the ground. Now, while security cameras offer a good level of protection in this situation for seeing what's going on, they can easily be kind of beaten in certain situations, like I mentioned before here. Now, another thing here, as you watch the video, another thing they did was they cut the horn from the Durango, so that way if the alarm went off, the horn wouldn't go off and cause a lot of ruckus here. Now, that, like I said, is a tactic they use so that way they don't draw attention to themselves when they gain access to the vehicle, which is also something that can be defeated, and something that's really common when it comes to Mopars, that they go and do that first. Like almost every video that I'm starting to see now, these are going to the front of the car and disabling that horn as the first step, no matter what is going on. So what can we do? Like, what can we do to prevent this going forward? Now, unfortunately, you can't stop someone from trying to break into your car, but you can give yourself an advantage as far as, you know, getting those updates and things like that. Let's say you miss the alert for the Ring camera. Let's say they try to disable the horn and whatnot. One thing I always stand by is that having an additional layer of security to the car is something that you always need. I talk about the neutral strap covers and kill switches are things that are very important in this situation that will prevent the car from being started and also prevent the car from being pushed away. But the thing about those measures, like I said before, those measures do not give you any heads up as to what's going on with your car if someone's tampering with your car, right? So I've always recommended having additional security on your car outside, or additional alarm outside on your car other than the factory alarm. That's why even on my personal Dodge Charger that you've seen in plenty of my videos, I have it protected by CarLock. I do keep it in the garage, but we already talked about that. I do have it protected by CarLock. Now, how would CarLock work in this situation here? Now, as soon as they would have tried to go to the front of the car and disable the horn, that would have caused some vibrations, which would have set the car lock off. Now, we're not going to talk about the house cameras or anything like that, set it off from that standpoint. There's the vibration sensor that is built into the CarLock device itself, as well as some additional vibration sensors that you can get that I showcased on this channel before that work extremely well, that I do highly recommend to add to your CarLock. That would have set the alarm off. Then you would have got an alert to your phone, and don't worry, even if you're asleep, you're going to hear it. The alarm is unmistakable. You will hear the alarm. Like if you wake up in the morning, you have an alarm set, that's pretty much what you get. You heard it sometimes on my video. You're not going to miss that alarm, right? And you can also bypass it if you bypass your settings if you have your phone set up to do not disturb. Now, let's say these got a step further, right? Let's say they somehow gained entry to the car for whatever reason. If they were to crank it up, and if you didn't have a kill switch on there, you would have got alert for that too. But unfortunately, if they crank it up, it's almost too late, right? If they found your car lock because you decided to plug it up under the dash, which you should not do, you'll get a notification that it's unplugged, but you can't track your car anymore, which what CarLock does, GPS track it, or somehow they do get away with the car. But with all the other alerts you would get beforehand, you should be very aware of what's going on. And if they do move the car, you got the alerts for that as well. And I'll show you how those look on screen here, but all that stuff will help you in that situation. So the main thing I want to say is this: after you buy your Mopar from the dealership, Your next purchase should be security, and that purchase should be CarLock here. Very inexpensive and very effective for what you need to do. Also add the kill switch and neutral strap cover as well. But CarLock should be your main security that you have on your Mopar after you leave that dealership lot. Look down below in the description and in the pinned comment. I have the link to your CarLock with the discount code as well. I'll show the discount code on the screen here, as well as the 14-day free trial for the CarLock service as well. And there's various accessories you can get with the CarLock that I'll showcase on the channel, such as hard-wiring kits, which I highly recommend for that. Splitter cables, the demixer cables, vibration sensors, things of that nature. All of that stuff is linked down below as well. And also be aware that the discount code can change, so make sure to use the link to see what the new discount code is, but I can show you the current discount code on the screen here. So pretty much it's gonna be the end of the video. All I'm saying is this, guys, like, this person was extremely lucky that these thieves did not take this a step further and attempt to steal the vehicle, right? It was sitting outside, they saw it there, and they took a chance to steal it. So that's the main reason you gotta put these vehicles in your garage, so thieves don't even think about coming onto your property to do that. So you're not put in a position to have to make a choice whether you're gonna just call the cops and just watch the thieves take your car, or you're trying to handle it yourself, which that's your choice you gotta make, and you gotta understand your own laws in your own area to see how to handle that the best way, so you don't get put in jail for doing something you shouldn't be doing anyway. But thieves should keep their hands off people's property, but we know they don't listen. But that's the end of the video. If you made it this far in the video, please make sure to subscribe to the channel, and also make sure to get your CarLock as well. Like I said, the link and all that stuff is down below. And if you don't have a Mopar but know someone who has one, Christmas is just around the corner. You want to make sure maybe to get one, maybe get them an early Christmas present. Buy it now and give it to them now, because they're definitely going to need it for sure. These Mopars will still get stolen no matter how old they are. They haven't made them in a couple years. People are still stealing them. So make sure you're protected. We will catch you on the next video. We're out. Cut it.